Gotta turn this schmutz off. We're live.
I've never done a live stream on YouTube.
You never done a live stream?
I don't think I've ever done a live stream ever.
Why does my hair look like I'm in the Italian mob?
God, your torso is so long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like you are much shorter than me, but you're actually
Like 1 inch shorter than you.
You're actually not that much shorter. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're coming in, please say hello in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. As always, let me know if you're here for the first time. If you are, would love to give you a little shout out. As usual, at the beginning here, I'll give everyone a minute or two to come in.
I'm here for the first time.
That's true. That's true. If you know who this is, if you know this person's name, throw it into the chat and you will win the game of this live stream. As you're coming in, please say hello in the chat. We're going to get started here in just a minute. David is here for the first time, which is pretty awesome. Let's see. Nisi's here for the 14th time. I hope you actually counted. That would make me really, really happy. David watching for the first time from Wisconsin. Shouts to Megan, who's here. Shouts to Sean from Minnesota, who is here. So good, so good, so good. I'm still waiting.
San Antonio, Philippines, both represented.
I could have dropped my free Shavakadu in your Valentine. Is here for the first time. That is one of the greatest YouTube names I have ever seen.
I would love some free Shavakadu
I have ever seen. Susie is here. Hi, Susie. Good to see you again. Thank you for the super chat. Much love to you. I'm still waiting for someone who knows your name.
Yeah.
Before I introduce you.
Before you introduce.
Yeah.
Someone's got to guess my name.
Yeah. And if they follow this channel close enough, they'd probably... See, I told you.
Has it? Wow.
Hayden Cockrell.
Oh,
Hayden
gosh.
crushed it.
I'm honored.
Yes. So good. So good. So good. So good. Shouts to Hayden. Yes. So, hi, everyone. Welcome to Q&J Today. This is the show where I am here to answer your questions. However, tonight, actually, it's night here. I know it's not night for everyone, but tonight is a little bit different because tonight I have a guest. This is my good friend, Chris.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Chris is a good friend. He is a partner in creativity, a YouTuber himself, an unbelievable sketch artist and video creator. But tonight, the reason that Chris and I are doing this together is because, for those of you who don't know, Chris and I recently started a podcast together. Yes.
What?
Chris, you shouldn't be surprised.
I'm not actually surprised.
You're just putting it on for the people?
Yeah.
You got to be real with these people.
I'm sorry. Guys, we started a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Chris, do you want to tell us a little bit about the podcast?
Sure, I would love to. The podcast is...
I just smacked that with my knee.
The podcast is called Media High. Welcome to Media High. We're talking. In every episode we talk about a different piece of media or a different realm of media.
So, what are some episodes we've done thus far?
Yeah. So the first one we did was overconsumption. We've also done celebrity media, like social media celebrities, superhero movies.
We just did one on podcast. We just recorded one on
podcast
tonight, which was a lot of fun. So Chris and I, we started this podcast together, gosh, almost 2 months ago now. When we started recording.
We got to comment, who is Chris?
Chris is Chris. This is Chris.
I'm Chris.
Chris is my co-host for Media High, which is our new podcast that we are talking about. But Chris is also a fantastic artist. And a YouTuber himself, so you can go and subscribe to Chris's channel. You can follow him on Instagram. Follow his art page, which is creative_daily.
Creative_daily.
Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Oh, thank you, John.
So we're here to answer questions, but mostly we would love to answer questions about the podcast. And we have our first one coming in from Grace Downing. Grace asked, when did you start thinking of doing a podcast? Let's tell the origin stories of Media High.
Yeah, so I wanted to start a podcast for a very long time, but seriously started thinking about it a couple months ago when I said to myself, I really want to start a podcast. And then I asked for people's opinions of what they would like to be here on a podcast on my just Instagram story. And that's when John messaged me and said, I think I quote, "Let's do it. Let's start one together." So and then we did.
And then we decided to. We messaged back and forth for a while.
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out like, oh, what should we do or what should it be about or any of that stuff. And we finally settled on the fact that both of us are absolutely obsessed with books and TV shows and the internet and movies and all things media. And so we sort of figured that would be the best thing for us to talk about. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Life with Svetlana. The name of the podcast is Media High.
Media High, Mediahigh.
You can find, where can you find the podcast?
You can find it pretty much anywhere on Apple Podcasts. On Apple Podcasts, there's just one word, no space between the two words, which is strange.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is strange.
It's weird. Like, it doesn't come up if you put a space. So you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, all the places.
Yeah.
Other places also.
Someone is asking, who is behind y'all? No. It's just a wall.
Maybe he's talking about me.
It's just a wall.
It's me, Chris.
Okay, Gerald has a question that has to do with media. Those are the questions that we're going to be focusing on tonight. Tonight is a bit of a specified Q&A. Gerald's question is, fave movies from last year and this year so far?
Whoa.
Question mark.
Whoa.
I'll tell you what, I did not see one of my favorites yesterday. I saw Night School yesterday, and it was a bit of a letdown, I have to say. Big fan of Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart, but...
Oh, it was a Kevin Hart movie?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's Kevin Hart. But it definitely was not one of my favorites. But let's see, A Quiet Place was probably...
I never watched that either.
It was one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie I've seen thus far this year.
Yeah. I liked Her a lot. I keep a list.
That's from 2013.
Okay, but I keep a list of all the movies I've watched since July.
Oh,
Like, I write down all the movies I watch. Steve Jobs. These are old.
These are all old.
Okay, let me find one that is recent.
This year, son.
Let me find one that's recent. Solo was pretty good. Not great.
Solo, a Star Wars story? It was okay.
It wasn't great.
I heard it was decent. Like, barely decent. Ready Player One was not great.
Ready Player One was also decent. Pacific Rim Uprising was bad.
Oh, I heard that was really bad.
Yeah. How do you feel about comic books?
Oh, that's a good question.
Great question from Hayden. I love the idea of comic books. I don't really love reading them. I love drawing them also.
Oh, yeah.
But I've never gotten into like reading them. I've just gotten into like the information that they give and the worlds about them. So I watch a lot of videos and listen to a lot of podcasts about comic books, but I don't read a lot of comic books.
I'm like the worst when it comes to comics. I definitely haven't gotten into it. Like the farthest I have gone into the comic book realm is like when I was a kid, I would read Calvin and Hobbes anthologies. Like I would sit one afternoon and just read the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like 300 pages of Calvin and Hobbes. And then when I was in high school, I read Watchmen.
Yeah, see, Calvin and Hobbes is a strip, not a book.
Yeah. There's a difference.
So Calvin and Hobbes is a comic
So a comic
strip,
book is like Spider-Man.
like graphic novels.
So is there a difference between a comic book and a graphic novel?
Graphic novels are just generally longer.
So like The Watchmen is a graphic novel, not a comic book.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Comic books usually have a longer run of shorter titles.
Look at you. Shayla wants to know your thoughts on Infinity War.
Yeah, I was just there have been a couple comments about Infinity War, and if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts on superhero cinema in general, you can listen to episode 004 of Media High. But I loved Infinity War. It really lived up to the hype in that it was very much like the culmination of like 10 years in the making.
I did not see it, so
he didn't see it. So yeah, but I loved it. Some people thought it was too much, like too many storylines going on at the same time, but I really did like it. Gerald Coe, Dunkirk is a great movie.
It was great. Get Out is a better movie.
Didn't see it.
Get Out was my favorite movie of last year.
Did you watch Lady Bird?
Yeah.
I didn't see that either.
Lady Bird was really good as well.
Yes,
Lady Bird was really good as well. Get Out was my favorite movie of last year. Get Out is probably in my top 10 movies of all time. Really
with
Get Out.
Yes. Yeah. No. I agree.
What you're going what? Oh, do you like anime? Do you like anime?
I don't really like anime.
Once again, the only thing I ever have watched that is anime is Pokemon.
Yeah.
Is that even technically? That's technically anime.
It's technically anime,
but it's like, oh, I love basketball. Who's your favorite player? LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even that because LeBron James is like actually really, really good. I don't even know if Pokemon is considered good anime. You know what I mean? You are really intently staring at that chat. Like you lean in and you're like,
I've never done this before.
You're like, I am not gonna miss a single thing that anyone says.
Sayla Lord, is that
Marvel or DC?
Marvel or DC?
Kaela.
Sayla.
Selavi.
Jayla. Comics is DC for sure. Comics, DC, movies, Marvel. Although really excited for Shazam and Wonder Woman 1984 looks great.
I don't know. Yeah, I will say objectively, Marvel's movies on the whole have been better. Right? At least the ones I've seen.
100%.
Justice League.
Well, although you haven't seen Wonder Woman, which is
true.
The best DC movie so
Justice
far.
League was on, but like the Chris Nolan Batman doesn't count as a DC movie, right?
It doesn't count as like a DCEU movie
because DCEU stands for what?
DC Extended Universe,
Extended
which like
Universe.
started after.
So it's like So Wonder Woman and Justice League, they were made by the same production company.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. But Dark Knight is totally different.
Dark Knight came before, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I feel you. I got it now.
Favorite movie genre from Anna Lecal?
Oh, it depends. Like
legal.
It depends what I'm feeling.
It's true. It depends on the mood. I traditionally have always loved a good action adventure, like the Jason Bourne series.
Oh, interesting.
So good.
I really like a good comedy.
Yeah.
There are only very few types of movies that I could watch anytime, and a comedy like Night School, if that's on, even though it's not that great, like if it's on cable in 2 years, I'll sit down and I'll watch it.
But you didn't like it.
I didn't like it that much, but there was still enough in it where it's like it's an easy watch.
Sure.
I'll laugh a couple times. You know, it's not going to put me in a bad mood necessarily.
Sure. Sayla, again, coming up with a great question. Thoughts on The Kingsman? Did you ever see that?
Not the second one.
I didn't see the second one either. The first one.
I almost started watching the second one yesterday, actually. Then I decided to go see.
Let's watch it. Should we review The Kingsman on an episode? The first one was great. It was good. It was a little too out there for me. It was a little too much for me. Yeah, I think so.
I loved it.
I appreciated a lot of parts of it. Like I appreciated how well choreographed and like how cool the action looked.
But yeah, the action was so cool.
But also something like when they were in the chapel and literally just everyone was just killing each other.
Yeah.
Like just like that's like too much for me. Favorite VeggieTales song? Incredible question.
I can't say.
Can I Get My Ball? That's mine.
Pirates Who Don't Do Anything.
Oh, good one. Cheeseburger is a great one as well.
That's a great one too.
Yeah.
What a great question.
Yeah. Hayden, another question. How do you feel about new TV shows that are remakes of old movies like Lethal Weapon?
That's a great question.
Interesting. I can't say that I watch a lot of TV shows that are remakes of
Me neither. I never watched when About a Boy was a TV show for a hot second on Fox, or like the Lethal Weapon, or what else is another one? Magnum PI is coming back. However, most of them are remakes of movies that maybe I never even saw because I was too young when they initially, like the Lethal Weapons, I was too young when those like originally came out. So unless I somehow stumbled into watching them as a teenager, I've never seen Lethal Weapon. You know?
Yeah.
So it might be different.
Jasya Melina asked, is there going to be themes for the podcast like Marvel-themed episodes or horror-themed episodes? Yes, there are. So one of our episodes was a superhero movie-themed episode. We have many planned for the future of like individual themes.
We should open up our doc and tease
sure.
some of the future episodes that will be coming.
For sure.
So like we said, you open that up.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, like we said, we have done episodes on Marvel podcasts. We did an episode on world building recently. That was
our most recent one that's released.
Pretty intense.
Yeah. It got pretty.
We did one on celebrities.
Yeah, that was interesting.
What are some of our other
the ones that we've done?
No, other ideas.
So one that I'm really excited about is an episode all about villains in cinema.
Yeah, that was gonna be fun.
We also have one about like advertising, like commercials, advertising design.
One that
like
we keep teasing in all of our episodes but haven't made yet is a book to movie episode where we just talk about the transitions and the best books made into movies.
Yeah.
And ones perhaps maybe some of the worst ones as well.
Yeah.
But there was a question that you wanted to.
Well, Shayla Farrell asked thoughts on Black Panther.
Black Panther was so good.
Yeah, that's one of the like 4 superhero movies that John has seen, and he loved it.
Dude, guys, Black Panther.
It's very good.
Is like everything. If you haven't seen it, everything you've heard about it in terms of it's the best movie, it's so great, wow, groundbreaking. It's true. Every single bit of it is true. Godly Girl 23, thank you for your super chat. Much love. Thank you so much. We have other questions.
Yeah, so Grace Downing asked, have you watched The Office or Parks and Rec? The answer is a resounding yes.
Both.
Both repeatedly.
Which one do you like better?
The Office.
I like Parks and Rec better.
Ooh, tension. Maybe we should do a comedy TV show episode.
Why do you like The Office better?
I think it feels more realistic to me. It feels a little more down to earth.
Oh, I think that's why I like Parks and Rec better.
And I've gotten an argument like that. A friend of ours, Jarian, is the same way. He likes Parks and Rec because it feels more believable to him. But me and another friend of ours, Matt, feel The Office.
No, I don't feel that Parks and Rec is more believable to me.
Oh, okay.
I feel that it's like The Office to me is almost too down to earth at times.
Sure.
Where it's almost like hard to watch.
Yeah.
Whereas Parks and Rec, I don't know, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I get that.
Susie, thanks so much. Have a good night's rest. We love you. There was another question. Favorite openly Christian actors/actresses from Haley Mellon. Good question, Haley.
Betsy Wolfe is an actress on Broadway, so it doesn't really count.
Chris Pratt.
Oh, yes. Oh, big fan of Pratt, my dude.
Yeah. I think,
big fan.
Although, can I say something?
Yeah.
I think Chris Pratt is a much better actor than he is a movie star.
Yeah.
And I am sad that he's being used like as this movie star where he's basically a prop in like half these movies, where he is so funny and so wonderfully charming. I want to see him do something like Andy Dwyer again.
Yeah.
Can I say I miss Fat Pratt? Like,
I miss Fat Pratt.
I think most of us, like, please shout out in the chat if you miss Fat Pratt.
Come on, Fat Pratt, where are you at?
I can't keep saying it.
Kyle R asked some of your favorite YouTubers. For me, might have different ones. For me, Colin and Samir is a very good channel. They do a lot of like in-depth stuff about like YouTube news and that thing. They just launched a new show called The Breakdown, which is very good.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. Hey.
Mine is honestly probably Philip DeFranco because that's just the one I watched.
That's the one you want. Yeah, for sure.
That's just the one I watched the most. I really love it.
We've talked about Philip DeFranco a lot on the podcast.
Chazzy says you should invite Chris Pratt to the podcast. We will reach out.
Get Pratt on the podcast.
Yeah,
like get The Rock on the podcast. Like
yeah,
that campaign.
We'll start a campaign. We're starting it here. We're launching Get Chris Pratt on Media High.
Can you guys tweet out at Fat Pratt? If you wanna tweet, get him on the podcast, or you can tweet at Media High Pod. That is our Twitter. You can also follow us on Instagram at Media High.
We are gonna get Chris Pratt on Media High, and we're gonna convince him to gain weight.
Fat Pratt.
To go back. Favorite Office character from Shayla?
Dwight. Or Stanley. I really relate to Stanley in a lot of ways. I feel like an 80-year-old man with diabetes as well. So
can I say Oscar?
Yeah.
I actually really love Oscar.
Interesting.
I find Oscar to be very, very funny.
Yeah.
Either Oscar or Ryan.
Oh, Ryan's great. Grace Downing agrees with me. It's Dwight definitely for sure.
Yeah, I mean Dwight. Rainn Wilson is so good in that show.
Yeah. He was in a show with the Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
John Krasinski is also pretty underrated in that show.
In The Office?
Yeah.
That's like everyone's favorite character.
He's underrated.
Okay. Lynn44, the guy on the right is me. My name is Chris. Me and John, you're just jumping in. Me and John just started a new podcast called Media High. You should go look it up.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm the guy on the right.
Oh man, that's funny.
That's me. I'm also an artist. That's who
true.
I am.
He is. Godly Girl 23, thank you so much for your super chat. I want to honor you by answering that question.
Yeah.
How do I know when I should move on from someone? I pray about them, but it doesn't seem to be changing. I think one of the best things that you can do is seek wisdom from someone in your life, someone who's maybe a little further along on the journey than you, someone who you consider to be a wise, godly person in your life that you can go to, who knows you and knows the situation. Oftentimes, I think God will speak to us and give us direction in terms of when it's time to move on from someone, whether it be a romantic relationship or whatever relationship. But oftentimes, because we're in the middle of it, we can't necessarily see the other side of it. We're too blinded by our emotions and by how much we perhaps care for the other person. And what we need a wise, objective person who knows us, knows the situation, to perhaps speak wisdom into our lives. So I would highly encourage you to lean on the wisdom of others during that time. 100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
We get any questions during that?
Yeah, Kyle R. Do you guys ever feel weird talking to a camera, or is it pretty normal to you guys now?
I always feel weird talking to a camera.
Really? It's pretty normal for me.
Oh, I always feel weird.
I feel really weird if I'm ever filming in public. That's like my line. But like filming, it's like pretty normal for me.
Yeah. I guess I don't feel as weird as like the average everyday person for sure.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll film people who are not used to being on camera and they're like, what do I do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty normal for me.
Chris, do you like pen marker?
Yeah, Daniel Melsa Vlogs says, do you like marker or oil paintings?
Ink.
Yeah. I'm
Inktober,
an ink kind of guy. Pen and ink is like my medium of choice at all times. Oil painting is probably my least favorite medium.
You guys should check out my Inktober posts.
You don't do Inktober. I do that.
I'm going to do one tomorrow.
Creative_daily. You do one tomorrow.
And you'll post it on Creative Daily.
Sure, yeah. Sure, I will on my story. Nissy Hires. What is a podcast? Sorry if you already said it. My mind is messed up. Okay. Hey, you're fine. The podcast is called Media High. It's me and John talking all things media. That's social media. That's cinema. That's books occasionally.
It looks like I'm much smaller than you.
It just looks so like me
if you look
next
at
to
it
you.
Just in the right light.
Yeah. Mesmar07.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your super chat.
Hi guys, don't have a question to be honest, but I do want to say it's good to finally catch a live stream. I normally watch them a few hours after they air, as the notification stays up.
You caught us here.
You caught us.
What's cracking?
Well, I'm doing it at a very different time than I normally do, so glad it worked out. Brianna Bam, will you guys talk about musicals as well as movies on your podcast?
So this is something that I have really...
Will we?
This is something that I've really been interested in doing. Is I want to do a movie musical episode.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, so we're talking Les Mis, we're talking Into the Woods, we're talking La La Land, we're talking The Hobbit, if that were a musical.
We're talking Carousel. Meet Me in St. Louis.
Singing in the Rain.
Sound of Music.
The Royal Wedding.
Fiddler on the Roof.
White Christmas.
West Side Story.
You
I grew up on movie musicals, bro. Come at me about movie
definitely
musicals.
beat me in that one. Definitely beat me in that one. How did you two meet? That's a great question.
How did we?
We met through the Christian Youth Theater organization that I did as a youth, that John did as a youth, called called CYT, Christian Youth Theater. So that's how we met. John was actually my counselor. If you hadn't noticed, I'm not older than John. He's actually older than I am.
John's super old.
Just wild. We mentioned that difference of age today on the podcast.
Worst movie you've ever seen from Grace Downey.
Christmas Mail.
What? There's no way that the worst movie you've ever seen is a Christmas movie.
You're right. No, it's cute.
Even bad Christmas movies are great.
Oh, Abby Stan Newsies. Thank you for throwing. I'm going to take that one in the back and forth. I'm sorry. Back to the worst movie. I don't know. I can't think of that right on the spot.
Dreamhouse.
Wow. What is that?
Dreamhouse is a movie with Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz. The worst movie I've ever seen. We got another super chat coming in from DGM192. So how can I be a good Christian at work if they cut my hours? I'm not sure what you mean by that question, to be totally honest. But I would definitely encourage you to communicate with your boss and communicate with your family if your hours are being cut and you feel that that's unjust, or if you need a change, communicate with your boss. And if not, then there needs to be a change. So continue to pray for God to provide you with another opportunity then to make a living. So that's what I would say. All right, friends, we have time for maybe one or two more questions regarding the podcast, regarding media. How old are you guys?
I'm 18.
I'm 27.
Yeah, so big
the oldest person in the world.
Greatest Showman and High School Musical, two more great options for movie musicals.
But like yeah, they're movie musicals.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Anyone seen Venom yet? Yeah. I saw it twice in 2 days.
Wow.
Was it good?
We didn't see it.
I've heard not great things. But anyway.
Kate Pittman, thanks for your podcast.
Speaking of the podcast is called Media High. It is available now wherever you get your podcast. I am John. This is my good friend Chris. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will see you. I will definitely see you next time, and maybe we'll bring on Chris again if this is something that you all enjoyed. If not, we're never asking him back. I'm kidding. Make sure you go and download Media High, subscribe, leave us a review. Thank you all so much for asking questions. Thank you to everyone who gave in the super chat. We love you all. Keep being awesome. Bye.